Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode. If you are new, hello. Welcome to the Sparkle Party. My name is Miata. I am your host of the Miata Shante podcast. Welcome. Y'all know what? I need to get me some boom boom. Y'all know that music that the DJs be playing when they finna get live, when they finna I really need to get a sound in this thing, because we in a sparkle party over here, and it's litty. Okay, it's litty. So if you have not subscribed, like, comment, share your thoughts, follow me on Instagram at Miata Shante. Please go right ahead and do that, and tune into all the other episodes that have been posted, and enjoy. Y'all, it's gonna get deep today. We taking a deep dive in the ocean of hurt. And I want to take a dive in the ocean because being in the ocean of hurt is a totally different feeling. It's a totally different emotion. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel right now at this moment. And I want to tune in and talk to y'all about it. I just want to let my hair down a little bit and, discuss some hard truths and have some hard conversations that are definitely needed in life. And one thing that ties into healing is hurting. And so when I look at hurting, I want to ask y'all a question first. Like, how do you deal with somebody that has hurt you and you're still connected to them? Like, that's a deep question. How do you deal with somebody that has hurt you and you still have to be connected to them? And it goes to the question of, where does the forgiveness lie? And most would say it does lie with yourself. It lies with yourself first. But if you've done all that you could do and you've been all that you could be, and it comes down to the hurt has nothing to do with you, it has everything to do with them, how do you move past that? How do you allow yourself the time to step away, and the space and the positive thoughts of, okay, woosah, let's go back in it and figure out what we need to do. Where do you go from then? How do you truly deal with it? And for me, I've had a situation recently where I have been hurt, and I'm currently dealing with the hurt. And, it's emotions that you just really don't want to face, that is easier to avoid. But if you avoid them, then they linger, and then you're in a place that you don't want to be because you haven't really healed from the hurt people syndrome. Because y'all know that's the thing, right? Like, heal people, hurt people. And so I don't want to be in the category of hurt people. I want to be in the category of healed people. Because I am the girl that really don't have a steady relationship with mom. And it's one of those things where it's so up and down, and it's so like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to push past, or is it me? Is it the other person? I don't know. So I'm that mommy issue girl. And so dealing with the mommy issue and dealing with the lack of the true nurturing that is natural to you, and having to do that to yourself it's strong. It's a strong sense of healing and a strong sense of emotion that you really have to have emotional intelligence behind in order to really just heal yourself, nurture yourself, and love yourself back to those moments where you feel most alive. And That's where I am right now. I'm having to nurture myself. I'm having to love myself. I'm having to let myself know that some stuff I won't understand. I'm not going to understand everything. I can't control every situation. But when I analyze myself and I look at myself and I ask myself, was I honest? For one. Did I do my best? For two. Was I loyal? Did I communicate? You begin to analyze yourself in the situation, and then you can see the other person for what they did and who they are. And then you can be able to ask questions and communicate from a place of openness instead of a place of anger, because we all tend to communicate in different places. And until we learn emotional intelligence, and dealing with those emotions and knowing what is not us and what is the other person, instead of taking on what they did and look at what they did and analyze it and really bring truth to the situation instead of emotion. And that truth has to be communicated. That truth is what's going to be the healing point. Either saying, I'm at peace and I can walk away, or I'm at peace with what you did and I can forgive you so that we can move on. But you have to reach a place of peace with yourself and really dig deep into those emotions and get that emotional intelligence so you can't always make it about yourself. And that's what I had to learn. It's not always about me. Yes, things are done to me, and that's where I have to realize what is serving me and what is not, and walk away from those things that are truly not serving me. Some stuff is okay to forgive and move on and make it work. It's not that serious. But some stuff gets to the point where it's serious enough to where it could destroy your mental health and put you in a dark place where you can't seem to get out of, and you have to fight to get out of, versus staying somewhere that is not serving you and dealing with it because you feel like you have to, or there's some guilt and shame there somewhere. You know what I mean? And that's the art of loving ourselves, the art of trusting ourselves, the art of believing in ourselves. There's so much art in our mind and within our bodies and within ourselves that if we just tap into it, we can know the art of living without living with the hurt of our experiences. And it goes so much deeper into just different relationships in your life, whether it's mom or daughter or partner or dad or coworker, whoever. Everybody has to take accountability for their actions. In order for you to have a true conversation with somebody, there has to be accountability. It has to be some type of accountability there to say, I can admit what I did, not why you did what you did. First of all, we have to work backwards. You have to admit what you did. Once you admit it, then we can work backwards to see why it happened. But on the other end of being the hurt person, you definitely have to be willing to listen. But the other person has to be willing to listen to you also. It has to be an open conversation. And if that open conversation has to be had, when the time is right, when the timing is right, where you're at a mature place with yourself and you're at peace with yourself and you know the art of being gentle, being loving, and being understanding enough to say, even though I did not want this to happen to me, or even though I'm angry, or even though whatever you're feeling about the situation or about the person, there is peace in everything. There's peace in every decision. There is peace in every single conversation that you can have. You just have to find it. And no, it's not going to be easy. It's always going to be a little bit harder and a little bit challenging to find the peace, but it has to be wanted from both ends. It has to be expressed at the beginning, we are here for peace. We are here for closure. We are here for the determining factor of why this situation occurred. And whatever we walk away with here today is not for the other person, but it's for ourselves, and that we can live our lives peacefully and joyfully, knowing that we had a conversation that was uncomfortable, but healthy enough for ourselves to move on. And though we want everything to work out, and we want everything to, be peaches and cream, and we want to, yell our point and say why you did this and why you did that, and you should have did this and you should have did that. A person knows what they do, and a person that does not communicate with themselves, they can never communicate effectively with another person, because they don't know how to be gentle with themselves. They don't know how to love themselves. They don't know that self is the first relationship that you have with everybody else. God is within self. So establishing that relationship with God and yourself is going to be the leading relationship that you have with everybody else. If you're analytical with yourself, you're going to be analytical with everybody else's situation, because that's how you think first. Changing your perspective and looking at things differently, and not holding on to the things that have affected you, and changing your perspective to an abundant mindset, a mindset that's going to lead you to those healthy points in your life that may be uncomfortable, but is leading you to healthiness. Just like eating. Nobody wants to eat a salad every day. Nobody wants to eat soup, salad, and not have carbs, because, girl, I need my carbs. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if I continue to develop a healthy eating lifestyle, it's going to lead me to a healthiness in my body, in my mind, in my soul, in my spirit. Although it's uncomfortable because I'm used to eating a certain way, once I break that habit, it's easy for me to encumber, and welcome in a new habit, because I broke the old one. Anything that's old has to go to bring in something new. So what are you bringing in new into your life? Are you still battling the same patterns? Are you still battling the same people with the same mindset? You know what I mean? You have to realize what you're battling, what you're giving your energy to, what you're going to war with. You know what I mean? Like, America is not just going to go to war just to go to war. There has to be a reason for every war. There has to be a reason for every battle. And sometimes we place ourselves in battles because we're not truthful with ourselves. Then when it hits the fan and we have to be truthful, that's not our perspective, because we wasn't truthful with ourselves from the start. You get what I'm saying? So definitely hurt people, but heal people can definitely heal people. And it takes a different mind frame. It takes a different step in a different direction to know that you want healthiness, you want peace. And to embody that, you have to step in these situations differently, not with the same patterns, not with the same yelling and the same words and the same tones. You know what I mean? Change it in the beginning. Embody a new perspective. Embody new words, a new language with yourself. So that way, when you speak peace to yourself, you're speaking peace to every situation in your life, because you know that healthiness matters. Mental health is the most important thing on this earth. And I value it so much, because it gets to the point where you want to have healthiness within yourself, but when you look at your environment, is your environment healthy? You can't be in a healthy mind frame if you're in an environment of trash. You get what I'm saying? You have to analyze your environment, analyze the people you're talking to, the people you're around, analyze your conversations with yourself to see, am I hurting myself first? Is my hurt lining with me first, and then I'm welcoming everybody else's hurt in because I'm not truthful with me? I'm not being very honest with what I want. I'm not being honest with those uncomfortable conversations with myself so that I can speak my truth in every other conversation. It's definitely something to think about here, to encourage you to have those uncomfortable conversations with yourself, that can lead you to that healthiness, that healthy mind frame, that healthy relationship. Although it may not be right then and there, and it will come. Once you keep practicing something, it's definitely going to come. If we keep practicing hurt, it's going to keep coming because it's comfortable. If we practice healthiness so much, having those conversations, talking when it's uncomfortable instead of being silent, loving and truly loving ourselves and developing a relationship with ourselves, because that is the outsource with the relationship of everyone else. Anger is just ugly. You know what I mean? Silence is ugly. You give people the wrong impression, and nobody wants to feel like they're always doing something wrong. You know what I mean? It's hard enough just living in this world alone and not having the support of the people that you truly want the support from, that you want the love from, the nurturing from. It's those moments in your life where you realize, and you question yourself. You question what you did wrong because that's how the other person made you feel. And sometimes that's looking at that and, taking on that. It's very hurtful. It's you have no direction. You feel lost. You feel like, what did I do? And you want to make it right, but it's like, it's not you, it's them. And taking a step away and not feeling guilty about it, not feeling shame about it, it's okay. It's okay. And when that conversation comes up, you're peaceful enough to step into it and speak your truth because you've been truthful and honest with yourself enough to heal from the hurt that was left on you. And be able to stand up for yourself and stand in the room and say, this is how I feel. And you stand behind it because you love yourself enough to let go of the trash or let go of the environment. Let go of whatever is in your mind that is not serving you. We want to be our best selves. We want to give our best selves. We want to exude inspiration and empowerment. But first, we have to heal ourselves. We have to empower ourselves and be the best version of ourselves so that when we do exude, we can be leaders of our own journeys and not to control anybody else's journeys. And when people inquire about us and our journeys and where we are, we can give grace, we can give love, we can give peace because we know that it's much bigger than the situation. It's much bigger than the anger. Emotions are temporary. You're not going to feel them forever. Those emotions are temporary unless you are holding on to something in your mind, holding on to something in your heart. You're going to keep that same emotion, but you can't expect everybody else to keep the same emotion that you have when you are in that energy. Whatever energy you have, that's the energy you exude. And that lets people know, whether they want to be around you or not, whether they want to be connected to you or not, you are the connection to everything around you. If you're still connected to the same stuff, it's not them, it's you. If you're not connecting in a way that you could be connecting, it's not what you're trying to connect to. It may be you. The static may not be there. Something is not aligning, and it's okay to reroute. It's okay to redirect. It's okay to establish a different emotion about yourself and about where you're going and what you're doing so that everything aligns with you, gives you peace, love, and happiness, and leads you to a life of abundance. Oh my God, I've said a whole lot, y'all. And I'm not sick, but I think it's my allergies. So I don't know what's going on there. But I definitely had to get this out. I felt it on my heart to, just let this out and let it be known, let it be said that if you're hurting right now, give yourself grace, give yourself love, give yourself gentleness, connect with yourself, connect with what makes you happy. Empower your emotions, listen to some music, go for a walk, call a friend, laugh, watch a movie, do a puzzle, and welcome in those good emotions and not those emotions that are here to, take you down and put you in places that you don't want to be in. And it's okay to take a break from those spaces that you've been in that have, overpowered you in a way for you not to see yourself and not to see what you would do. You have the control over your life. You have the power, to make the decisions and be the best version of yourself. And that's what you should strive every day to be. And if something is not aligning with that, it's not for you. It's not the season for it. We try to force things sometimes to make them the same way as the season that it was before. And it doesn't work like that. The same advice that you got in a different season, you can't use that same advice. So that person that gave you that advice, it may not be the same. It may not be the same relationship because it's time to move on. It's time to embody something different. And it's okay. It's okay. Life is full of unknowns, full of changes. And I'm here to tell you to welcome them. Love yourself. Healing is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful journey. Although it takes time, everything takes time. That's why time is way more precious than anything on this earth. Embrace your time. Whatever you could do in your time on this earth, do it, give it and love yourself for it. That's all I have for y'all today. I love y'all so much. Please connect with me. Email me at talkswithmiatashante@gmail.com. Again, connect with me on Instagram at miatashante. Share this podcast with somebody that you love, that somebody may need that boost of encouragement, that they may be going through something or hurting, and let them know that it's always going to be okay. I love you guys so much. Until next time, sparkle on purpose. Bye, y'all.